Hi guys, welcome to Webisode 4. My name's Josh Staines. I'm a Wiradjuri Noongar man from down Molong Parks.
Hi guys, my name is Zoe. I'm a very proud Bundjalung woman from northern New South Wales. First up, do you know Luke Pearson?
Yeah.
Yeah, well we've actually got an interview with him this week where he's talking about his exercises and him quitting smoking. Pretty deadly, right?
Awesome.
Okay, my name is Luke Pearson and I'm a community catalyst here at the NCIE. Yeah, was born in Sydney. Mob come from northwest New South Wales, Gamilaroi country. Moved away when I was about 3 down near Wagga Wagga, up to Newcastle for university. 33 years later, full circle back to Sydney where I started. I heard about the Life Team competition and I sort of joined in to help get the word out, and it was actually really good time because I was just starting to try and get a bit more active and a bit fitter in my own life as well. Making sure that I walk instead of drive, that I ride instead of drive, eating better, looking after myself more, and just being more aware of what I'm doing, what I put into my body. Again, as a kid I was quite active and never really had to worry about exercising to be fit because, when you're walking 3 miles to school each day, fitness just is very natural. Started playing a bit of league as well as Aussie rules. We did a lot of boxing in the backyard. We're a big boxing family, so just backyard sparring and training and skipping, and you never did it with that idea of I want to be strong, I want to be fit. It was just what you did. So then, when you start moving into the cities, you stop playing all the team sports that you play as a kid and just running because you're a kid. You don't realise how inactive you actually become. Yeah, mid-30s, I'm 33 now. It's sort of, if I don't take control of it now, we're a long way behind the non-Indigenous life expectancy, and so hearing, that on average I'm likely to die a decade or more sooner than everyone else, it has its impact. My father didn't make it to 50, his father was non-Indigenous, but he didn't make it to 50 either. You grow up seeing that and you almost take it for granted that you will probably die young. Thinking that way lets you make it happen. So what does it matter if I smoke? What does it matter if I drink? What does it matter if I eat fatty foods? I'm unlikely to make it anyway, yet those behaviours are a big part of the reason why we're unlikely to make it. I know it's like 50% of mob smoke. And with such a youth-heavy population, that means there's a lot of kids out there. And for me, I started when I was like 12 years old smoking cigarettes. And then, when it does start to catch up to you and you start to think about it, and it's like, the way I was living, there was a good chance that I probably wouldn't make it past 50. But it's not just because I am Aboriginal. Being Aboriginal does not come with a death sentence. When I decided that I wanted to start exercising more and just start moving, I realised how a lot of the other sort of lifestyle habits that I would have really didn't help that cause. And so, diet, smoking, so I started going to the gym and I'd be working out, but then I'd go and have a bottle of Coke or whatever soft drink, or I'd drink 3 or 4 coffees over the day, or I'd eat fatty foods, my food addictions, my nicotine addictions. So I don't think it would take long for me to slip back into my old habits, but I don't plan on doing that. So I've got to really keep on top of it and keep thinking and keep reminding myself why I'm doing it, what I'm doing it for, and what I need to do it the right way. I want to exercise. I miss being able to go, wood carting, to do all the stuff that I did as a kid without breaking a sweat. So yeah, I knew very quickly exercise alone was not going to do it. It's been really useful for me to have a bit of a support network around what I'm doing. It's really hard to do it on your own. You need that motivation, and so I just have a chocolate cake instead of going for a run today. That'd be much more fun. And you've just got to remind yourself that is that sort of the addiction in the moment. That's the weakness trying to come through, and you've got to be strong in yourself and say, I'm going to give it a go. And so even though you might have set yourself a goal of saying I'm going to run for half hour, well, run for 10 minutes. And you'll find after that 10 minutes, you'll probably want to finish the half hour. It's taking control and realising that I'm in charge of my life. I'm not going to lose to my addictions. I'm not going to lose to the foolishness that comes with saying give up. You're still going to crave all the negative stuff. You're going to feel tired and sore when you're doing the positive stuff, certainly at first, until all the endorphins kick in and you create a routine around it. But it's just, being okay with yourself. Push yourself to your limit on one day. That's your target. And that is being realistic about yourself. Don't judge yourself by what other people are doing or by what other people tell you should be able to do. And I've heard a lot of that. I don't weigh myself all the time. I don't, measure my muscles or do any of that sort of stuff. For me, the way that I know I'm doing the right thing is because I'm doing my best and I feel better. Did I give up today or did I stick with it today? It's been really useful for me to have a bit of a support network. When I hear that someone else is going to the gym and they invite me, then that reminds me, that motivates me, that stops me from getting distracted. When I have people who, I'll say I rode this many Ks today, or I went to the gym for half hour and I did these classes today, getting that feedback, or people who actually come and do it with you is really positive. And so, the people I live with are great. And after a while, when they started to notice, like I lost about 10 kilos over a few months, that's been a really big inspiration for me. I know a few old fellas who, twice my age and put me to shame when we're out bush, and I mean, that's a big inspiration. As for whether I've inspired people, I mean, I know my housemate at the moment is trying to quit smoking, and we were talking the other day, and he said that was, he just saw how happy I was. But I also know that, if you stand up and be proud and speak loud, people do listen, and it does have an impact on other people. And so, yeah, I really hope that what I do, other people will come and join me. So I went for my first bike ride with Sean over at the Life team from here, and I think we went for a 17.7 kilometre ride. And I was just amazed at how much fun it was, how easy it was, how enjoyable it was. Yeah, it made me realise that living in Sydney, I can get pretty much everywhere I need to go on a bike rather than on a car. You're riding through parks, you're seeing other people riding and having fun. It was lovely. I had a great time. So yeah.
Up next, we have a short animation on the stresses of smoking, followed by the QUITBUDDY app promo video.
So what does the QUITBUDDY app do?
Helps you deal with the stresses of smoking and helps you quit.
Awesome.
Deadly.
What is stressing you out? Is it that dog? Do flowers stress you out?
Yeah, damn right they do.
Rainbows. How about rainbows?
Rainbows suck. And don't even get me started on freshly mown grass.
It's true. Life can be stressful, but if you are a smoker, life can seem even more stressful. Did you ever wonder why that was?
Oh no. That flower is really annoying.
When you smoke, your brain's reward centre is stimulated by nicotine. You feel good. Your brain becomes addicted to the nicotine. When you don't smoke, your brain goes through nicotine withdrawal, which you feel as stress. You feel stressed and you can't imagine that the stress is coming from inside you.
I am so stressed.
So you look for the cause of your stress in life around you. And of course, you find something.
Those baby goats really stress me out. I need a cigarette.
All this time in between cigarettes, your brain has been going through nicotine withdrawal. As you inhale on that cigarette, your brain's reward centre is once again stimulated by nicotine. You feel good, in a mere microsecond in fact. You look about you and life seems a bit less stressful. You think that the cigarette helps you deal with the stress of life, but they actually add to your stress in ways you don't even imagine. Quit for yourself, quit for family, quit for life.
Quit.
Keep up the good work, mate.
You can do it, Daddy.
I'm so proud of you.
So this week, you weren't there for it, you missed out. But we went to Malabar for a barbecue where we fed 6 people for under $24. Today's life team recipe is the barbecue chicken and vegetable skewers with a salad of spinach, lentil, feta and lemon dressing. So with the chicken breast, all you need to do is slice and cube it. It is low in fat, saturated fat and sugars, and high in protein. With the saturated fat, to get rid of a lot of it, all you need to do is slice off the gristle and the fat on the chicken breasts themselves. One of the vegetables that I absolutely love that we will be using today is eggplant. This delicious vegetable takes a lot of the flavour from the other things that you cook it with. So it's really nice and it's low in salt, sugar, fat and saturated fat. So with the eggplant, you just want to cut it into quarters or even eighths. It depends on what size you want to go for. Mushrooms are one of my favourite vegetables to use as they're totally delicious and they're really nutty in texture and taste. The mushrooms are really good for you with low fat, sugar and salt. Just to save you from actually washing the mushroom, you can also just peel them. You're just going to slice the mushrooms. Make sure you don't slice them too thinly as they will split and fall apart when you're putting them on the skewer. Another fresh summer and autumn fruit/vegetable is the capsicum. We're using the red ones today as it adds a little bit of colour to the skewers. The capsicums are low in salt, sugar and saturated fat. We're also going to be using some red onion. Once again, this is all for colour and show. You want to make them look as delicious as possible, as all of this is low in salt, fat and sugar. Red onion also makes you cry a little bit less when you're cutting them up. To assemble the skewers, all you need to do is literally slide the vegetables and the chicken breast onto them. Wetting the skewers can help prevent splinters. Just put a light spray of oil onto the barbecue and all you have to do is turn it when it starts browning on one side. For the salad, we have delicious spinach, which is once again low in fat, saturated fat, sugar and salt. It's really good for you, it's high in protein, and it's a really nice rich green colour. The lentils, these are really good in soups, but not many people know that they're fantastic in salads as well. It has a good texture and filler. Feta is one of my favourite cheeses because it's really delicious. It is high in fat and saturated fat, but when you couple it with things like the spinach and the lentils, it balances the meal out. Everybody loves a little bit of zest on their salad, so we're adding some lemon, and it really makes this salad come together. When you just toss it through with your hands, get it a little bit messy, it's really delicious, it's really fun. And once the skewers are cooked, you just put them on a tray and get ready to eat.
Up next, we have a short animation on food and energy intake.
How much energy is in food these days? Mars bar, banana.
Banana, Mars bar.
Banana?
One chocolate bar contains more energy, sugar and fat than 3 bananas. Chocolate bars cost around $2, while a banana costs around 60 cents. A 600ml bottle of soft drink can have more than 12 teaspoons of sugar in it. This is more sugar than your body needs in a day and can lead to conditions like diabetes. Some endurance athletes use small sips of energy drinks to give them a top-up of energy to finish an event. Do you really need this much energy for everyday activities? Choose healthy food options and eat to live well.
Up next, we have Ben Bowen, former triathlon superstar, teaching us how to do the perfect swimming stroke.
So you can get the best out of your laps.
So today's swimming is just looking at freestyle, the major stroke that most people will try to perform. It's basically the most efficient and is the easiest one to perfect. The biggest tips for swimming are keeping your body as relaxed as possible and staying as tall as possible. This means elongating your body from your fingertips to the tip of your toes on all the strokes. So when swimming, your hand should enter the water just before your face and then stretch out as far in front, and then pull that piece of water the whole way back past your hip. With your face, you should be looking at a 45, so never looking up the pool until you're close to the wall, but just keeping your eyes slightly down to reduce the strain on your neck, and it will keep your water dynamic. Same principle for when you breathe. You don't have to lift your whole face out of the water. You can just slowly lift, keep half your face submerged, and the other half can breathe. And your feet should be in a constant flutter of movement. With your hands, just keep a slight gap between your fingers. You don't have to clench tightly, because as we said, it's best to be more relaxed than tense.
We also have Cycling Central this week, spending some time with the kids out at Lapa doing some Indigenous mountain bike riding.
So you'll see some sick interviews with the kids as well as Sean and Ben telling us exactly what it was like.
We're down at Yarra Bay House in La Perouse in Sydney's eastern suburbs, and we've got a group of kids from the NCIE, the National Centre for Indigenous Excellence. Not only are these kids learning the skills behind riding a bike, but the potential health benefits of an active lifestyle. Let's see if we can go and learn a thing or two.
I just need like 15 minutes and a chance, 'cause I don't want to think, man. I just want to dance with my friends, with my love.
What we'll do is just get you guys to line up over here.
You know, there's a lot of sort of social reasons why Indigenous people have a lot of health issues. So we tried to look at some of those when we were building our programs, and the Indigenous mountain bike program satisfied quite a lot of that for us. You know, transport, social inclusion, so people can go and, you know, join us, come for a ride, go for a ride around the roads with us, go and see their family, go and see their friends. So we just thought the bike was a great vehicle to satisfy a lot of our needs.
I
think now that we've got these kids coming through, that if someone can show them a little bit of the way and some of the opportunities that cycling and triathlon that sort of open up, and the world that is out there for them, it'd be a great opportunity. Have a quick run around, check your bikes out, and then we'll get going.
Well, we sort of use the bikes in the mountain bike project as a vehicle to do health promotion. So today we did a little activity around smoking and heart health. We had heart rate monitors on the kids to talk to them about how their heart rate goes up as they're working harder. We had them riding up a hill with a straw in their mouth to talk to them about, you know, what kind of lung damage smoking does. And as you smoke for longer periods of time, your lungs just can't hold the same amount of air that they used to. So we did some exercises around that and teach them some healthy messages. We also look at the amount of energy that they use on some of the rides we do, and then talk to them about what kind of foods they should be eating to sort of refuel themselves. After the ride, we provide them with a little bit of fruit just to get their carbohydrates back up again, and they'll be hopefully ready to get back into it next week.
Just the adrenaline, I guess, like when you're going real fast down the hills and that, it's just real fun.
Oh, it's pretty fun, like just cruising around, hitting jumps and that, just chilling with your mob.
Seems like a pretty fun environment you've got going here, but seriously, tell me, are we looking at the next Cadell Evans from the Indigenous community?
Look, I reckon there's a fair bit of talent back there. There was a couple of guys early that were pushing, and I could hear my back wheel buzzing as they were touching their front weel on it, just to let me know they were there. So no, there's definitely some talent there. They just need to work a bit on their endurance and a bit of their knowledge on trails and that. And I reckon there might be a potential professional in there.
You know, riding just gives so much joy. So we're also looking at trying to develop some quite good riders, but we just want to get more people riding, more people having fun.
Hey you!
Yeah, you. We want you to come to our inaugural Koori Mountain Bike Cup. It's going to be held in July. Expressions of interest are now open.
Please email us.
And you'll get an info pack sent to your email straight away.
Stay deadly, guys.